Hi there. Good morning, geometry. It is Wednesday the 15th. Let's learn something a little bit more about circles and segments. Okay, so we've talked about angles in circles. We've talked about segments that intersect circles in various ways. Let's take a look at some segments that intersect inside circles or intersect outside circles. Okay, so on the 10-7 study guide, this is called special segments in circles. At the top, you can see that there are two explanations. Well, this is the second page, so you can see that there are two explanations. So one is with a tangent, and I want you to just take a look at that. And then there is an explanation on the first page as well, and both pages have examples. But let's just talk about that briefly and see how it works. Okay, so special segments in circles. We could have this situation where two segments intersect inside a circle. All right, so if they intersect inside a circle, then we can name the parts of one segment A and B, and we can name the parts of the other segment C and D. And what we find, if you wanted to experiment with this in GeoGebra, is that the segments of one of the chords times each other, so A times B, equals the segments of the other chord times each other. So in this case, A times B equals C times D. So it's pretty simple, and I'm just asking you to do some problems that help you remember that. Okay. This one has a little bit more to remember, but it's still pretty quick and pretty basic. So if I have two secants, and we're going to stop them at the end of the circle here. So they intersect at a point outside the circle, point A here, and one of them intersects and goes through the circle, and the other goes through the circle. And so what we find here, especially if we could find this if we experimented with it, is that the segment outside the circle times the whole thing equals the segment outside the circle times the whole thing. So in this case, A here times AC, the whole segment, so the little one times the big one, equals B times AE, the outside piece times the whole thing. Okay? If AE were a tangent, then it would be A times the whole secant equals the tangent times itself, the tangent squared. Okay, and that is one of the examples. So here we've got the parts of the segment times each other equal the parts of the chord, excuse me, the two parts of the chord times each other equal the two parts of the chord times each other. And then with secants, we've got the outside times the whole thing equals the outside times the whole thing. Or with a tangent, like if I made a tangent here to the circle, then it would be the outside times the whole thing equals tangent times itself. Okay? So please do the problems. It's the 10, what is it? It is the 10-7 study guide. We are at the end of looking at angles and segments in circles, and we are going to move on to trigonometry after break, and it's going to be awesome. So I hope you have a wonderful vacation, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.